Hey you guys, so I recently broke up with my boyfriend and I didn't think that I was going to share this experience or this story just because it's not that big of a deal and it's kind of private too, but I decided to share it because I felt like the girls really needed to hear about this.
So guys, this one is very interesting, and so I have my pen and pad because I need to take some notes here. This girl is running a very powerful game here, and for those who don't know, don't be fooled. So I'm gonna decode everything she's saying and tell you how you need to interpret this kind of ladies so that you don't fall into this type of trap. And if you have a friend who is in this kind of situation, these are the kind of things you can share with that friend. Forward this video to that friend. So let's get it going.
So there are two major points I'm going to make, and I'm going to try to keep this very short. So number one, the way that God has carried me throughout this breakup is really nothing short of amazing and unbelievable. Usually after a breakup, I'm a mess. Like, I've been known to cry in the club over a breakup. Like, I'm telling you, days, weeks, and the fact that that has not been my experience this time is only because of God. And I've been really trying to get back to my relationship with him first and foremost, so that he is leading my relationships from now on. Number two is, I feel like a lot of times when we all see these breakup stories, especially coming from the woman's perspective, it's always like this horror story, like, the stuff that she's been through and what he put her through and all the stuff that she put up with. And we all look at her like, girl, why was you in that relationship? Like, why did you stay? But when I tell you guys that that's not my experience at all, like, it just wasn't. My ex was a great guy. Like, even after we broke up, still sending me flowers to my apartment, like just a great guy, but for somebody else. We didn't break up because of anything that he did to me, anything that I found out or anything that I did to him. We literally broke up because just of small things that led me to understand that this was not my husband. And so I needed to make room for my husband by exiting that relationship. But I'm telling you, the way that he treated me within this relationship was so good. He's raised my standard. And you guys know that my standards were already high to begin with. But my ex treated me so well in our relationship that it was like, if the next guy, he's made it harder for the next guy. Because if the next guy isn't coming like my ex or better, then off the rip, you can get to stepping. Like, I have nothing bad to say about him. And we're still friends. We still talk and everything. But I just don't feel like the girls hear that often about a relationship that you get out of that has raised your standards. That, like, he's treated me so well, like the next guy's gonna be hard for him, So I just wanted you guys to hear that, because not every breakup is a horror story, and not every breakup is some hard learning lesson. Some breakups are really because you're just maturing and you want different types of relationships, and you just came to understand, like, I don't see myself marrying that person, so let's not waste each other's time. And that's pretty much what this was.
And guys, I want your opinion. If you want to help other guys and you think that this girl is running some game and there are points you've noticed that you can help other guys, please drop a comment below as I explain some of the details. So let's go. The first thing she said is she didn't want to share, but she realized that some ladies need to hear about this, and so she just have to share. That's the first red flag. So when you listen to a woman, you have to always assume they're not telling the truth. That's the first thing. So let's assume that, let's give her the benefit of doubt, she's saying the truth. The guy gave her the flower after they broke up. If that's the case, then the guy is a simp. Okay, that's the first thing. And if the guy gave her the flowers after they broke up, she put on the camera to share with the world, with her girlfriends, to brag that, you see, I'm so valuable, this guy is treating me well, he's still sending me flowers even after we've broken up. And that's the first thing she wants the world to know. Now, let's assume that this was an old flower, she's just using it to brag. In that case, she's just lying, okay? And she just wants the next guy. She's prepping the next guys. She's prepping the guys who are watching, the other simps out there who are watching. Or maybe some guy that she's trying to bag, and she thinks that the guy might watch her profile. She's trying to prep that guy that, hey, I might not have to tell you this directly, but because I know that you have to watch this indirectly, know that my previous guy treated me well. So if you are coming in, be very serious with me. So maybe there's a Chad that she likes, and she wants the Chad to give her the same treatment that the simp gave her, which is not going to happen. Because what she just did there, she just missed a chance. This is how these girls, they take nice guys and they make these guys become bad boys. Because think about it, this guy did everything right, but now this is the treatment he's getting. He's been left just because he was a good guy. Now, that point about the way God has carried me through this breakup, like seriously, are you kidding me? Why are you bringing God into all of this? Why? God carried you through a breakup that you broke up with somebody intentionally, and you say God carried you through the breakup, a breakup that you planned from the get-go, knowing that you were dealing with a very weak man. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Leave God away from all of this. She said in her previous relationship, if there's a breakup, she'll cry in the club. But now, God has strengthened her. Blah blah blah. I didn't even hear that part. But here's the point. The reason she's not crying in the club with this guy, two reasons. One, she's either desensitized to breakups. Maybe she has had a lot of breakups, so it's a normal routine for her. It's a normal game that she plays from one guy to another. She's never satisfied. Or two, she doesn't like the guy in the first place. So the breakup doesn't mean anything to her. There's no reason to cry because she doesn't like the guy. Because the guy is a nice guy. I was reading through some comments on this video, and I heard that this same guy that she broke up with, she shared in one of the podcasts that she asked this guy to delete all of his social media apps. So in other words, after she started dating this guy, she told the guy, she was the one wearing the pants in the relationship. She gave the guy boundaries, and she told the guy that she doesn't date a guy who has social media, and the guy took down all of his social media. I don't know if that's what the guy did. Then this confirms this same behavior of the guy sending flowers after they're broken up, confirms that he's a simp. The next thing she said was, she said she wants to be positive. Most of the time online is always about horror stories that people are sharing. So she's trying to be different. She's this kind of social media influencer. She's using this story to get followers. She's just bragging, like I said. Now, the next thing she said is, the guy is a great guy, but for someone else. So here's what's happening. So very likely, because this guy was so weak, she was already seeing someone else behind his back. And because she doesn't want to maybe break his heart, she called him up, and they parted amicably. And now she continues seeing that same guy. Okay. And that's why she's saying that weak guy is for someone else. I'm prepping myself for my husband. Okay. These kind of ladies who mess with nice guys like these, they're going to regret it later on, because now she thinks she's pretty. She thinks she's going to be like this forever. But let's give her 5 years and let's see. Because think about it this way. That's why they say when you treat a woman very nicely, most women or some women, they think that they are above you. This guy has opened her eyes with nice treatment, and she thinks that she's better than him, okay? And she can do better. So she's going out, she's looking for a sexier guy, a more handsome guy. But here's the part that she doesn't know. Any more higher quality guy, better than this guy, is gonna come with his own problems, because that better quality guy also has a ton of women chasing him. So she's gonna go there, because that next Chad is going to want to get into her pants. He's going to sell her the dreams. She's going to open her legs. The guy's going to go in. And once the guy has smashed, he's going to say, okay, he's going to start creating situations and stories. And she will not be able to back the guy. She will not be able to turn that Chad, that bad boy, into a husband. That's when she's going to start learning. And it will be too late. The reason she's telling the world that she's still friends with this guy is because she's keeping this other guy as a backup plan, so that in case in the future anything backfires with her next guy, she's going to bounce back to this guy. So this guy is a bounce back kind of guy. He's a placeholder kind of guy for now. That's why she's trying to maintain the friendship with the guy, saying that the guy treated her well, the guy is a nice guy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's the part. But she's gonna learn, okay? All of these ladies who follow this kind of pattern, they're gonna learn the hard way, because all of these guys they say, oh I want high standards. High standards comes with high problems. Okay, high standards come with a lot of problems. You're gonna get the high standard guy. In your mind, you're gonna think that this higher level guy is meant for you alone. But you're gonna share him, and in the process of sharing him, you'll not be able to keep him. You will not be able to make him treat you better than this guy. She's saying that this guy has set the bar high. He's made things difficult for the next guy. It's not going to be difficult for the next guy, because the next guy is gonna be more handsome or have something, certain qualities that she admires, that she respects. And those same qualities that she respects is gonna make it such that that guy is not gonna treat her well. Because those kind of guys that she's going after, they don't treat women like the nice guy that she just left. Okay? So it doesn't make any sense. If a guy treated you well, why didn't you stay with the guy? Sometimes they speak as though they don't listen to themselves while they speak. It doesn't make any sense. Total nonsense. Bullshit. Okay, so let's continue. So let's go here. So she said she wants to make room for her husband. So like I said, either she's aiming at somebody else or she was already seeing somebody and she before breaking up, and she thinks that that guy, that bad boy she's seeing, she's gonna turn him into a nice guy. Another possibility is that if all of this is true, and she goes and meets that that next guy, she's gonna be talking about this previous guy, how she was being treated like a queen, and the guy is gonna ask her, okay, but why didn't you stay with that guy? Okay, if he was treating you like a queen, why didn't you stay with him? Why keep bothering me? Okay, so the next point that I noted, so she said she has nothing bad to say about the previous guy. They will still be friends. The reason she says that I have nothing bad to say about him, he treated me well, we'll still be friends, because she's prepping him to be the fallback guy, the backup plan in case things don't go well, because they're not gonna go well. Okay, I know these kind of situations. I know these kind of ladies, and guys, be learning here, because when you look at this kind of thing, you say, oh, she's just looking for the next thing. She did not like the guy. Look, you don't fall for this trap. And some of you guys watching, you look at this kind of girl and you say, oh, she's beautiful. Don't follow the pretty face. Don't follow all of those things, because those are superficial. These kind of women, they're going to mess up your life. Whenever a woman comes into your life, you need to set an expiry date in your mind. You need to say, okay, you know what? There is a honeymoon season for this relationship. Once the honeymoon season start expiring and these girls start acting up, just say, okay, I'm done with you. You have to be ready to break up with this kind of lady, because if you allow her come into your life and suck out the life out of you, you're going to be simping like this other guy. You're going to be trying to change her. You're going to be trying to do what the previous guy, or do better than the previous guy, because that's how simp will look at this situation. Simps will look at this situation and say, okay, I want to do better than the previous guy, not knowing that she's setting you for a fall. She's gaming you. She's playing games with you. Okay, these kind of ladies can never be satisfied. They are the hypogamous worst case scenario. They're not going to be satisfied. They will never be satisfied. No man can satisfy them. They will always think that there's a bigger, better deal out there. Okay, so don't fall for this. So that's all I can tell you. Like the video and comment below. I want to hear your thoughts, what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.